Right now, without getting into a battlefield assessment every day, I don't want to do that. But Kabul is not right now in an imminent threat environment. But clearly, David, if you just look at what the Taliban's been doing, you can see that they are trying to isolate Kabul. Now, what they want to do if they achieve that isolation, I think only they can speak to. But you can see a certain effort to isolate Kabul. It is not unlike the way they've operated in other places of the country, isolating provincial capitals and sometimes being able to force a surrender without necessarily much bloodshed. Again, I can't speak for what their intentions are. What I can tell you is that we're taking the situation seriously, and that's one of the reasons why we move these forces, or we're moving these forces into Kabul to assist with this particular mission, because we know that time is a precious commodity here.
Is it isolated now?
I don't want to get into a specific intelligence assessment on the battlefield. I just don't want to do that. But clearly, from their actions, it appears as if they are trying to get Kabul isolated. Lucas.
Let me try it this way. The main arteries going into Kabul.
Again, I'm not going to get into a conditions on the ground assessment every day about avenues and lines of communication, except to say it certainly appears that the Taliban is trying to isolate the city, and they have, throughout this last few weeks, you've seen it for yourself, taken over border crossings, taken over highways and major intersections to control lines of what we call communication, and lines of revenue, and those kinds of things. I mean, but I can't speak, and I won't speak specifically to what the situation is in Kabul right now.
John, many times this week you've said the Afghan forces had the advantage. What proof can you offer as the Taliban have taken over now vast majorities of the country and they've now surrounded Kabul?
That the Taliban have moved with the speed with which they have, and that the resistance that they have faced has been insufficient to stop those, to check those advances, does not mean, Lucas, that the advantages aren't still there. You have to use it. You have to be willing to apply it.
Makes sense, John.
Yes,
if you're saying that they have all the advantages as they're getting crushed on the battlefield, it makes no sense to say they have the advantage. The Taliban appear to have all the advantages right now.
Lucas, I appreciate the effort again. They have greater numbers. They have an Air Force, a capable Air Force, which, oh, by the way, is flying more airstrikes than we are every day. They have modern equipment. They have organizational structure. They have the benefit of the training that we have provided them over 20 years. They have the material, the physical, the tangible advantages. It's time now to use those advantages.